Welcome everybody to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something very serious. We're going to talk about Elon Musk's Neuralink and what these people are imposing on everybody. At the same time, they are pretending to be like sometimes they cry and they weep. And I mean, what type of psychopathy is this? So it's really strange. All these people, they are not normal. Okay, Elon Musk's illegal Neuralink farm. So there's a news. Some people are, yeah, this one. Some people are talking about
Is kind of invasive.
that Elon Musk is performing illegal, uh, how would you say, programs, operations on human beings on his illegal farm. I will play it in a little bit and I will add my descriptions also. I'm not creating this to just analyze this stuff. I will explain things, how dangerous these things will be and why everybody is like nobody is informed. They're not telling you anything. They've made a AI that is just LLM, but AI is not LLM. It's not large language models. That's not the end of AI. That's the entry point of AI. AI is a whole spectrum of things. In fact, it is so big, so large that it will consume and subsume all the processes and everything else of the reality as the time progresses. I'm not saying that this will happen just within your or my lifespan, but they are building something very strange that might see what you may have thought about universe or what I think about universe from the religious background, this and that. Although a lot of people have a lot of takes on these things and different people believe different things, but when it comes to science and technology, the science tells you that universe after many billion years it will be a cold frozen, not frozen like ice or something, frozen as in all the energy will be uh, all the energy that we have in the universe, it will be stationary. Means right now we have all sorts of things going because we have energy that is transforming from one state to other, but toward the end of this universe, uh, after entropy and after the expansion of universe, once it expanded to its maximum bounds, things will be so much far apart that there will not be any movement left in this universe. Everything will be so sparsed from each other that there will be no physical interaction. So this is their concept, this is their basis. Now science and technology, there are two different things. Science is still useful. Technology can go really dark. Okay, because in science we deal with the physicality, things that are actually tangible and have physical laws attached with it, with the matter, with the energy, with the process, anything. Okay, but when it comes to technology, we can simulate things that do not exist naturally, unnatural states also. Okay, so whatever the hell is going on in the world right now, it is a precursor for that. Everybody is disturbed and disrupted. Everybody, nobody in this world is left who is not suffering from whatever the hell is going on behind the curtains. Give me one country, one place, one person who's not affected by this thing in one way or other from any country. Okay, people have deceived themselves and all stuff. That's a whole different thing. But what these people have done is they have always kept us conditioned to follow certain rules, certain things. Okay, and who are they? They are groups of people. I don't know why these people are still continuing something. Like for example, we all the humanity has seen many civilizations, they rise and fall. Okay, it's not just a theory, it's actually we have uh, tangible evidence for the past. Like for example, we had civilizations like Egyptian civilization, many other, some are prehistorical even, right? So what is this whole crap? Okay, I'm not starting some conspiracy theory here, I'm just analyzing. Like things just don't happen or occur out of nowhere. There has to be some meaning attached behind them. Okay, there has to be some, like there's this my mouse, so it does not just appear out of nowhere. There's a whole process, manufacturing and all stuff. It has properties and everything else. It just did not manifested itself in the reality. All right, so things exist for some reason, but we forget the reference of them. So what we do is we start again, then we start again, then we start again, something like that. So let's say such people existed, but they must have already gotten old. Why are new generations continuing this thing? So this is really fishy. Okay, why people are continuing the same stuff? Why they keep on dragging the same things? This is a very questionable thing. So these people, Elon Musk and whoever the hell these people are, they are that force that are driving everybody into this thing. We are going to talk about Elon Musk's secret surgery center, but first we will talk about this thing, making humans a multiplanetary species. This psychopath Elon Musk, he's a psychopath. Okay, Elon Musk is a psychopath. Okay, this person, in his psychopathic planning, it's his fantasy that the world should be multiplanetary. Why it should be multiplanetary, he never gave any explanation. He pretends like a normal common person, that he mimics, he uses all sorts of drugs and everything else to maintain his fucked up personality, to hold himself together. What's the name of that drug? I forgot. I will remember later on. So he himself lives in an unnatural state of being, of mind. He is dreaming this dream. I don't know why is he dreaming about this dream for everybody. Why should everybody follow his dream? Okay, it could be a dream of, it could be a escape plan for billionaires, elites. That's one way to put it, like that. Because people have done things that are not forgivable by common people. These people have crossed such boundaries for centuries. So they need a safe haven, how you call it. So they will not be able people will not be able to hold these people responsible. All right, so that's the plan. They are spewing, they're giving you a whole different version of the story. Okay, and they're imposing their will onto everybody, and they are making everybody's life like hell. This much is clear, right? Now let's listen to his horseshit, what he's going to spew.
All right, so thank you very much for having me. Look forward to talking about the SpaceX Mars architecture, and what I really want to try to achieve here is to make Mars seem possible, make it seem as though it's something that we can do in our lifetimes, and that you can go.
We can do in our lifetimes. What will happen? Like, let's say we will become multiplanetary or something. If you look at the state of Mars right now, it does not have any facility. It's a pile of dust. Okay, let me put it politely like this. Mars is a pile of dust. Nothing very different from places where we don't have people, right? So why should I feel excited to go there? So this is how he's selling his idea. Okay.
And is there really a way that anyone could go if they wanted to? I think that's really the important thing. So
No, it's not important to me. I don't want to venture into Mars like this. Okay, maybe he want to do this. Maybe it's his delusion. I don't know why is he actually doing this. He make people excited, and he use people's excitement to get rich. People support his cause, and he feeds upon people. He is using leftists, he is using rightists, he is using comedians, podcasters, he is using everything that he can. It's all a mean to an end. Okay? And it will benefit people like him. It will take away literally your humanity even from you. And that's why I opened that other video link about Neuralink, this one. Where did that video go? This one, okay? So why should people need to support, follow, or be complicit with his so-called plan? I don't want to do this. I would rather have better life at Earth, but everything is like these people. They have used everything. They have hooked people into a reality that is not natural to anybody. People don't want to live in there. People are fighting with it, and people cannot come out of it. Okay, because they have surrounded people from everywhere. Okay, and now they're playing all God and everything else like this.
I mean, first of all, why go anywhere, right? The
First of all, I will go anywhere, right? So
I think there are really two fundamental paths. History is going to bifurcate along two directions. One path is we stay on Earth forever, and then there will be some eventual extinction event. I don't have an immediate doomsday prophecy, but
that's bullshit, by the way. The whole narrative is bullshit. It's made up. Like, let's say we can move to the Mars. Okay, it's not very different from staying on the Earth. I don't understand. I mean, I understand a lot of things. I don't have expertise. I did not study astronomy and all stuff. Like these people, he's not into all that stuff. Okay, he's using somebody else's ideas. It's a whole cult. It's a whole gang. Okay, so moving to Mars, staying at Earth, it does not make any massive change. Except for these people will have everything captured. They will capture your very existence, and they will run you through machines. That's what these people are planning. Okay, all right. And you don't have to support any of this horse shit. This comeback, he's doing all these things, and then he cry. Then he come to. I will show you that part also. And then he cry that AI will take over everything in 10 years. It's so bad. It's so bad, guys. See this one. Let me show you. Just a second. Let me open it in some other tab.
I think AI may exceed the sum of human intelligence
These people, they're messing
in
with your
around
head. These
5 years.
scumbags, these psychopaths, these billionaires, they are building these systems, and they're fooling people. They're lying to people, and they're playing all sorts of games. Elon Musk on AI, human will no longer be in control in 10 years. Can you see this? This is a video from past how many months? One day ago. This video was released 1 day ago, right? 2 days ago. And these psychopaths, first they are like conditioning you to follow these paths, and then they're crying. So why are they doing this? Because they don't use any, they don't have like, they don't take any responsibility, any accountability. It's not their responsibility what they're doing to you. Can you imagine? Okay, let's listen a little bit.
But eventually, history suggests there will be some doomsday event. The alternative is to become a spacefaring civilization and a multi-planet species, which I hope you would agree that is the right way to go. Yes?
No, we will not be a multiplanetary species. Let me tell you what we will be. We will be multiplanetary tools. There will be no humanity after we have left the Earth. There will be no humanity if we move to, let's say, some other galaxy, planet, this and that. Because there will be nothing of us left. There will be only machines. Machines controlling everything, even our decisions. Okay, we will not be participating in anything. And like, since we are natural human beings, it's not about your opinion, my opinion, your positive, it's not about any of that stuff. It will be about whether something is natural or not. Like, you cannot just eat sand. That's not natural to you. Okay, it will be like that they will shove sand down in your body, mind, wherever, which is very unnatural, and you will swallow it. They are feeding you something like that. How happy these idiots are, by the way.
That's what we want. Yeah.
What is there to clap? There's just a picture of a planet. Why is he selling you this thing like that, as if there's some great adventures going on there? There's not even a tree there. There's not even air right now. Okay.
So how do we figure out how to take you to Mars, and create a
How to take you to Mars? Not him, but you.
self-sustaining city, a city that is not merely an outpost, but could become a planet in its own right, and thus we could become a truly multi-planet species.
Truly multi-planet species. No, I don't want to. I would rather have my things going on here. I would rather want less expensive stuff, a proper space for house, less madness from internet, less madness from AI, tech, this and that, less interference from all these things. I would rather want that. I don't want this. This is not my dream. This is not my. No, this is not my. Like, I don't aspire to go like this. I don't want to do this. Why cannot I do that? Why cannot I live like that? You can live like that. It's up to you. No, it's not up to me. These scumbags are everywhere. You scumbags are everywhere. You have ruined everything for everybody. Okay? You have broken everything. You have destroyed everything. You have made everything dysfunctional. And now you scumbags are trying to colonize us. You scumbags are going to abduct us and send to Mars forcefully with a chip and all stuff. And some idiots will fall for that as well. But I don't want that. I would have rather had my life, functional life.
Sometimes people wonder, well, what about other places in the solar system? Why Mars? Just to sort of put things into perspective, this is an actual scale of what the solar system looks like. So we're currently in the third little rock from the left. That's Earth. Um, yeah, exactly. And our goal is to go to the fourth rock on the left. That's Mars. But you can get a sense for the real scale of the solar system, how big the Sun is, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and then the little guys on the right are Pluto and friends.
Yeah, let's give people Pluto and friends because it is good for convincing people. Otherwise, Pluto is not a planet. But let's use all these things, nostalgia and people's emotions and feeling to run this whole shit. Okay, whatever the fuck he said. Whereas I don't know how to pronounce this thing.
This sort of helps see it not quite to scale, but it gives you a better sense for where things are. So our options for becoming a multi.
Okay, let's cut. I don't want to run the whole thing. I just want to show you how these comebacks are selling you their ideas. They're hijacking your systems, your autonomy, your feelings, your emotions. They have ruined everything. They've tainted everything. Right? And now they're crying. Now they're crying.
In 5 years.
Roughly 5 years is my guess. So there really won't be anything that AI can't do better than humans, apart from being human, perhaps.
At a more prosaic
Let me
level.
tell you, it's not an absolute thing. If people drown their fucking, I don't know, I'm not saying that, but if people destroy their servers or something, there will be no 5 years, 10 years grace period. Okay, it's simple as that. They're keeping you hooked into their fantasy, and the fantasy is all consuming. They've consumed you as a whole and make you an accessory. Why don't you understand this thing?
Level, what will life be like?
The most likely outcome is an age of amazing abundance, where anyone can.
Life does not work like that. You need all the aspects of life to become a human, to stay a human. Can you imagine this? And these comebacks, they know all these things. Abundance, this and that. You need all the natural aspects of life to be a human. There's a process attached to that. Now let's listen to his horseshit even more.
Have anything they can think of. This may sound preposterous, but well, here we are in 2026. Let's see where we stand in 2036. Now, of course, there are things that.
And he's crying like a bitch as if he gives a fuck. Like, it's a bad thing. Yeah, I will do it. Now he's giving you these things, these subliminal messages. How great. You don't need everything. You don't need to live in such place. That's not what life is. That's not what life means.
Could derail this, like a massive global thermonuclear war or something like that. But assuming that there's not World War III, I think we're headed for an age of amazing abundance. So this is, I guess,
He's still messing with your head as if only World War III will stop it. There are multiple ways to stop this madness. First way is like these comebacks should stop this madness. That's simple as that. Just stop it. They can turn the bullshit off and it will be done. Not slow it down, nothing like that. Just turn it off. Or people can do it. Like we don't want to live like this. We don't want to be your tools. We don't want to live in your fantasy. We don't want to live in your dystopian society. We want this natural life. Second can be like that. There can be multiple ways still. Okay? But what they're trying to do is they're trying to control your thoughts, emotions, your autonomy. They are trying to take everything away from you. Okay? And there will be pervasive things, by the way. There will be forced things on you. And this is all happening in the disguise of a government, republicanism. You have some rights still, but you're choosing or you are being coerced. So blame will be yours every time. The blame will always be yours. Whatever the fuck is going to happen to you, it will be your responsibility. Like for example, we're going to insert a chip in your brain, that is on you. Okay, and you will pay for it. The chip can damage your brain permanently, all right, can rot, do anything. Multiple things are there, can have a reaction, can destroy something. That will be on you. If that did not happen, the chip worked, the state of mind you're going to live, that will be on you. Okay, he can turn you on and off with a switch, that will be on you, not them. They are not going to take any chip. Okay, they will use some different things that you will discover after getting being experimented upon. Okay, they will use that information to better their lives, to live a much more abundant life. You will be their puppets. I mean, it's like, I'm not speculating right now, this is going to happen 100% like this. Not immediately, not within 1 year 2 year after these things became online, but eventually you will become, and then you will have no control over yourself. Eventually you will be a machine. Do you understand? Okay, let's listen more.
A message of optimism and excitement about the future.
You're sure that humans will no longer be in control?
Optimism and excitement about future. Okay, and he's pretending to be on your side, right? He's pretending to be upset about these things, right? This psychopathy. You should be optimistic about these things. After they are taking away your humanity, everything from you, you should be optimistic so that their psychopathic plans can work. Right.
In 10 years' time?
I think it is unlikely. In the same way that if you had a vastly more, the if
Like this comeback is about to give you something, then he revert those things. That's why he does this weird gesture when he, I don't know what he even does when he's tried to laugh or something. This awkward, uncanny valley reaction. That's what his mind, his shitty brain is processing, by the way, when he does all those things.
if the difference in intelligence between AI and humans is vastly greater than the difference in intelligence between AI and chimpanzees, it's hard to imagine that the chimpanzees would be in charge.
I'm really
And
struck
we are
by this.
essentially an evolved form of chimpanzee. So it wasn't that long ago that we were swinging through the trees, eating bananas in the jungle. And we still eat bananas.
We never were chimpanzees, by the way. Okay, maybe he was, or his ancestors were chimpanzees. Humans were never chimpanzees. They were never chimpanzees. That's a whole different species. So he's just making this thing sound like funny or not that big deal. Okay, he's serving you it like it's nothing. It's all good.
You said there was a 10 to 20% chance of killer robots wiping out humanity.
Yeah.
So you sounded worried then. Now you seem very relaxed about it. Have you?
There will be no humanity once AI is there. You are just an accessory, just a tool. Enough of that bullshit. I will put those link down the bottom because I don't want any copyright from any horseshitters. You can watch these things. They are really deep and dark. Don't fall for this comeback's words. Try to calculate what is on stake. Okay, what will be your responsibility after some years. Now listen how he's doing it. Let's watch this girl's video. Okay, what she's saying.
The way to think of the Neuralink device is kind of like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch.
I'm excited to show you guys the most futuristic technology on the planet. But next, we're going with the $10,000 technology, Neuralink.
And really, I think you can solve a very wide range of brain injuries, including severe depression, morbid obesity, sleep.
Once the Neuralink actually works and you can be in symbiosis with
Right? Can you see what is going on in the society? First, they sold stuff to you to be depressed, to be morbidly obese. Now they're going to solve those problems. Okay, this type of psychopathy you're dealing with.
technology and just download things to your brain, you'll be able to make so much money that it doesn't matter how much the procedure will cost. Anyone will be able to afford it, essentially.
It's just that the data rate to the electronics is slow. And that's what sort of the idea behind Neuralink is, to try to more tightly couple collective human will to digital superintelligence.
From self-driving
When it takes these pauses, it's all a pattern of speech to water everything down so that you will not have a reaction, so that you can accept these things. Okay, neurolingual programming, it's a thing, by the way.
cars that come with a pretty big asterisk called supervision to a Mars mission that seems to be mistaking Mars for the bottom of the Indian Ocean, the Elon Musk cinematic universe seems to be a lot more interested in selling you the trailer of the future rather than actually delivering it. And with SpaceX's IPO making him the world's first trillionaire, the pattern is only becoming more evident. Well, except there is one anomaly. One company of his that people don't seem to talk about quite as much, and that seems to be showing up a lot faster than anyone could have ever expected. It's called Neuralink, and it's the company of his that makes me the most nervous. Because unlike his other businesses of escapism, like escape traffic, escape Earth, escape human connection, Neuralink doesn't want to take you anywhere. It wants inside you. It is literally a company that puts a computer chip inside your skull. And unlike every other Musk venture where the future is always 5 years ahead, with Neuralink, the problem is flipped. We are playing catch up trying to figure out how far along this company already is. And methinks they're pretty far along. Because from what my reporting is showing me, I believe that Neuralink has been performing surgery at an undisclosed facility in Texas that has been classified as a ranch up until this point. And I know how that sounds, that's a pretty big claim, but I have a pretty alarming stack of evidence that I need to go through with somebody desperately. Because it is, I think, as bad as it looks. But before I show you the documents, let's make sure that everybody's on the same page with what a BCI, brain-computer interface, actually is and what Neuralink is actually doing. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see the in-depth reporting version of this, I have an essay over on my Substack, the Dre Dossier, and at the bottom of that essay, I have all of my sources cited. So simply put, a brain-computer interface is a device that reads all of the electrical signals that your brain naturally produces whenever you think. Yeah, so every time you decide to move your hand or your finger, your brain is...
Let me tell you something. You might be thinking that this is a new thing, and Elon Musk is doing actually. When I was younger, when I was in school, I don't know which grade, third, fourth grade, somewhere, we had computers. One day I went to my computer lab, all right, and their teachers were laughing at me, and they were saying that they are going to put this computer in my head, and this thing gave me trauma as a kid for years. Okay, I did not understand all these things, so I decided to study computer science. I have a master's degree in computer science to understand what the hell was going on. Until they released this Neuralink crap. So can you imagine how old this thing actually is? How they're playing it? So if it wasn't Elon Musk, it would have been somebody else. It's just how you're going to fall for this thing, how you're going to give these people a consent to use you as an accessory. There are idiots that are by the way, they call themselves sovereign cyborg or something. They live in these delusions as well. So people are already living in these delusions. And nobody can stop them, sorry. And you will be just a machine, just a tool, biological robot. Because if you had ever listened anything about these people, they're saying that they will take away your neocortex, okay, frontal lobes and whatever the hell, things that do learning, processing and growing. They will take away that. They will just give you limbic system. That's how cautious these people are. By the way, this is in their official paper. This is what Elon Musk said with his mouth. That video is available still somewhere. Your limbic system, your reactions and all stuff, so that you can be a real-time machine, so that you can never grow, can never come out of this madness. Never. How they are going to achieve it, it's a whole different thing. But this is what their plan is. All right. All right, they will replace all other things with their machineries, with their servers that you are going to pay for, or something. Like maybe they will kill you if you did not support or do what they want from you. Like maybe they will send you to some other galaxies, because once they're controlling your systems through AI, through these machines interfaces and all stuff. I'm not talking about immediately, but after some years of development, maybe you will not need such things to sustain. Maybe you will not need that amount of oxygen, or I don't know. Maybe you will be able to, like, they can turn you off, by the way, physically. Turn you off and on like machine. So you will not have any fatigue of travel and all stuff. They will just transport you to other galaxies, and you will still be under their control, and you will be facing all the elements of those things, okay, right? And they will be getting all the benefits from that. They will use different tag on them and different tag on you. This is what they're planning. This will happen. Save this video, okay? And if you still stayed a human being somehow after these things happened, you will see one day that what I warned people about.
Firing a specific pattern of electrical activity, and it's specific to you. And you don't know what that pattern looks like. You just think it and your body does it. And so where the job of a BCI comes in is that it captures the pattern, decodes it, and then translates it into something that a computer can understand, like data. And while that is an incredibly impressive feat, there's a part of this that understandably makes me very nervous. And it's the part that nobody in the BCI side of technology really likes to talk about, which is the who, what, when, where, and how of that data once it leaves your head. Because of course it doesn't just stay in your head. The Neuralink device is wireless, and so it transmits these neural signals out of your body and into this external device, and then from there, Neuralink collects it. Almost nobody is spending any time asking about who owns neural data, or what rights you have over it, or what happens to it once it's in someone else's hands, or...
Fuck right. This is your extinction level event. You don't need right given by somebody else. Okay? Don't rely on these people to give you your rights to exist. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? These people are going to give you right over your data. What? How about I don't want this bullshit on me or anybody that I care about? How about that? How about I don't want to venture in your fantasies? I don't want to be part of your fantasies. How about that? How about I want to stay at my home and in my city and live rest of my life undisturbed by these things, like a normal human that we were made to do? How about that? How about I don't want to feed into delusions of a narcissistic, psychopathic billionaire or trillionaire, whatever his current status is. Yeah, how about that? This scumbag, people let him, like, he's all over the place. He's all over people's boundaries, and he's pretending to be a nice guy, caring and all this stuff. He's a psychopath. He's the biggest scumbag on the earth. Okay.
Planet species within our solar system.
And see, look at his expressions. He I don't know why he always talks with this woman when he spew about Neuralink.
Have you changed your view?
I still think there's risk associated with AI and robots. It's not zero.
I guess I've come to my
The risk he's talking about is whether his company will fall after people identified that, or will it stay? Because there's no slight risk about this. There's always, every single day, every single second, as long as that thing is attached to you, is a risk, right? To you. The risk he's describing is if something went so bad, his company will fall, people will react and all stuff. He's talking about that risk.
sort of philosophical conclusion is to look on the bright side. I can't see any way to really stop this incredible momentum of AI and robots. And at times,
Yeah, you can. This comeback pretty much can. First of all, make RAM and SSD cheaper. Because, like, why are these people sucking all the supply and feeding it to AI? We don't want that. I don't want that. I want cheaper RAMs. He cannot stop this momentum because he don't want to stop it. Because he want to watch his dream, his toxic evil dream come true. That will take away everything from you. Everything. Even yourself also. You don't have any idea what these people are up to. Okay.
times I sort of think, well, perhaps even if there was a stop button, we probably shouldn't press it because
We probably shouldn't press it. And what was the title for this? Elon Musk on AI human. Humans will no longer be in control in 10 years. Right. Right.
in their server. I mean, we are so far behind when it comes to the healthcareification of data, but just to give you an idea of how far behind we are when it comes to neural data, right now, only 4 states in the entire country have any laws that even address neural data. Basically, your thoughts have fewer legal protections than your thumbprint.
That is what they are going to call it. Call is Masiha. They're all working on this. These fucking evil psychopaths. They will make you live in a fantasy, right? Once they have control over your brain, they can make you see things. They can delude you in many things. It's not about to making you healthy from obesity or some neurodegenerative diseases. That's not what he's saying. Yeah, he's using your emotions and feelings to accept these things to win an argument, right? Right? How is multiplanetary being multiplanetary? A human being is connected to Neuralink. Right? Think about that. Think in these terms. Then you will understand. And it will do many, many things to your physicality, your psychology, everything. They have already made people so degraded and degenerated. Look at the state of humanity, what they have done to humanity, which was all fine. I mean, it was never like this bad. People are fighting over basic things. People are stealing things. People are beating each other up on the street. All thanks to these comebacks. Yeah, I will say things how they are.
Does. And unlike your phone, which you can put down, or your computer that you can close, your brain doesn't have an off switch. Well, I mean, I guess it technically does, but you know. And it is this fight against surveillance and for data sovereignty as it encroaches.
The brain does not have off switch. They will have an off switch through Neuralink, where they will switch you on and off. She does not know much thing about it. I've done some research about it. Okay.
Is more and more in our lives that makes me want to investigate companies like Neuralink in the first place. Now, before we get too in the George Orwell dystopian side of BCIs, it's important to acknowledge that there is a very real medical use case for this technology. For someone living with paralysis, for instance.
Yeah, medical. Obviously, they are going to promote these things. But what I'm trying to say here is Neuralink is not made for these things. It is for space exploration. It's to control you on different planets. It's for those purposes. You will see all these things unraveling slowly. Okay, you are a puppet, you're a bitch of uh, billionaires now. Okay, you are their puppets now. They've taken over all the control over all the governments, and they are taking over all the land and everything else. They are chasing you out from there. They are making you to pay for your to survive, to live. Everything is a service. Like they are taking, even in that they are taking the, how do you call it, credit, that they are serving you. They are serving you, right? Things that your biology, that you were born to consume food. Food grows on earth naturally. You take food and you eat and you sustain. You cannot do that. There are laws in place, laws created by these same psychopaths.
Or with ALS, a disease that is degenerative and it progressively takes away your ability to move and speak and eventually to breathe while your mind is still fully intact. A device like Neuralink that lets the brain bypass the body to talk directly to a computer is a genuinely life-changing technology. Because the people who are in the most need of this kind of technology are also the most vulnerable.
To be honest, this is a Western thing, right? And countries like mine or other people just die. Okay? So I don't know why Western people, I'm not being like absurd or cold hearted or anything else. If people have certain type of disorders, I respect that people have this and they endure it and they still have will to live and they want to do it, and that's good thing. But everybody else in the world is not like that. And this is how, what is there, I mean, I need an agreement where they will never use it for other purposes on or on healthy people ever in future. This is why they've taken away all your rights. Nobody's safe today, even children, anybody. They can do anything to you anytime, to your children, to your wife, to your house, to your property, anything. It's all legal, it's all law, right? And you cannot do anything about it. You cannot do anything about it. Okay, let me repeat it one more time. And everything that you are going to do about it, by the way, that will be crazy, first of all, and that is will become illegal later on. They will decide, okay, law are not there to protect you anymore. Laws are to protect these people's rights and these people's weird kinks, I would say. Okay, twisted fantasies. That's what they have made these laws now. They've hijacked all the governments, all the systems that were created by people for the safekeeping of their children and all stuff. They've taken over all those things. All those things.
To be exploited by it, which is why it's so important that this kind of experimental technology stays under regulations so that exploitation doesn't happen. That is the most sympathetic starting point for this kind of invasive technology. I often think about what Jonathan Moreno, a bioethicist, American philosopher, and historian who served on President Obama's Bioethics Commission, said in his book that he wrote called Mind Wars. He went on to write, "For every scientist who sees brain technology as a way to advance human health, there's a tactician who wonders if it can be used to scan the thoughts and plans of a potential terrorist." Yeah, the operative word here being potential, of course, because that leaves a lot of people vulnerable to falling under that category depending on who's pointing the brain chip gun at the moment. And speaking of which, I think it's important to know who's funding it.
I don't think they are terrorists in this world, to be honest. Not that were not created by CIA or Mossad or anything. Okay, I think these terrorists or even gangsters, I think they are outcome of some sort of, I mean, there are crazy people, there are criminals, there can be people like that. But if you look at the world events, and world knows a lot of things right now. People are openly saying that 9/11 was done by Israel. Okay, not me. I'm not saying this. I've watched enough people from the Western pantheon, from West. They have said this thing multiple times. People like sportsmen also. Israel has done this. So their whole this thing about terrorism, this and that, I think that's a made up narrative to keep people under fear. Okay.
And I'll give you guys one guess who led multiple rounds of fundraising when Neuralink had raised over $1 billion. If you guessed Founders Fund, the venture capital firm started by Peter Thiel, ding ding ding, you would be correct, and we're all screwed. So Thiel, who also co-founded Palantir, which builds surveillance and intelligence software for the military and law enforcement, is the same person who is also funding the brain chip that he built the surveillance infrastructure to carry. And while we're on the topic of military surveillance apparatuses, DARPA has been funding brain-computer interface technology for probably 2 decades at this point. I believe N3 is their neurochip project.
2 decades? I don't think so. I think it's more than that. I think it's more than 5 decades, 50 years, or more even.
As of late. And their stated goal is, quote, a neural interface that enables hands-free interaction with military systems and able-bodied warfighters, end quote. But they're able-bodied. That's the whole point, that they can use their hands. We're losing the plot. But as far as I can tell, Neuralink doesn't have any federal contracts. That's just a lofty goal of theirs, I suppose, because they're actively positioning themselves towards military and the veteran community. And that is a video unto itself in the future, because yeah, they have been really thirsty for veteran brain data. Now look, to put a button on all of that, let me just say, I am no doctor. And for the record, neither is Elon Musk. So it's always important to consult your actual medical team when it comes to making any of these kinds of decisions, because opening your skull is no small thing. Well, the first person to receive a chip was Nolan Arbol, implanted in January 2024 at the Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix, Arizona. And he has really been the poster child for all things Neuralink. Like, he's got a very outgoing personality, and he seems very funny and warm and kind, and Elon Musk has definitely been sending him around to different stages and conferences and kind of promoting the chip, so to speak. But as you know, what Musk likes to show you is the highlight reel, right? Nolan playing chess with his mind and browsing the internet, posting on social media, playing Mario Kart. But what he
What
does...
the fuck is that? Are you living in a circus? You need to do these things, Mario Kart and chess in your head. What? I don't want to do any of that. I don't even want to play them outside in some computer or some machines also. Not my cup of tea. So that's how they're fooling you to get these things validated by a vulnerable individual. If I ever had this thing, let's say if I was like that in his place, I would have taken this thing. I would not do all these crazy things with this. I'm not a kid. Mario Kart, what the fuck?
Doesn't lead with or dare show you at all is the fact that 1 month after Nolan's surgery, 85% of the electrode threads in Nolan's brain retracted from the tissue. That is most of the chip in his brain not working. And by the way, it wasn't until the Wall Street Journal investigated Neuralink and had sources inside there that let them know that this had happened, that Nolan's brain had shifted around in his skull too much. Apparently, when they were doing animal surgeries for 8 months prior, that they knew that this was very much a possibility, and they decided they weren't going to redesign the chip anyways. And a little too much air got in his skull when they were doing the surgery, his brain shifted around a little too much, and the threads retracted.
You know, when the thread retraction had happened, I was obviously pretty broken up about it. I thought that... So, like, when they told me, I didn't have very good control of the cursor anymore. It was really hard for me to get the cursor to go where I wanted it to go. I thought my time in the trial was coming to an end, and that's really hard. It's something hard to come to terms with.
And then Nolan goes on the record saying that he was worried he was going to get kicked out of the program because it didn't work. Like, this is what I'm talking about, the exploitation of these vulnerable people. This is the most important thing in his life that could change his whole life. And Elon Musk is treating this like one of his Tesla cars or a Cybertruck that can't go through a car wash. And then...
Yeah, that's what you are to a psychopath. You are a toy to play with. That's what he's doing with the whole humanity. And scummy Americans, they're letting him do this. Cowards, these cowards. Right?
And in classic Elon Musk fashion, he decided to fix a hardware problem with a software solution. Well, we'll just bump up the AI on the remaining threads and it'll be like the same thing. This is why your self-driving cars don't drive. You gotta invest in LiDAR. And since Nolan, on the record, 20 more people have received chips. I mean, which that number is catastrophically small considering that they have programs like clinical trials expanded through the University of Miami, Toronto Western Hospital in Canada, and Cleveland Clinic in Abu Dhabi and the UAE. And they have 2 separate hospitals in the UK. They have almost more clinical trial sites than they have people with chips in their brain. While we're on the topic, the UAE, by the way, has one of the longest running clinical trials of the entire program. After Arizona and Miami, the UAE was the next expansion because of the regulatory favors and the fact that you don't have to have as much red tape up when you're putting chips in people's brains. And that started in...
Okay, enough of this bullshit. See, these twisted people, they will destroy everything. But you, as a common, normal person, you can control a lot of things in your life and make your life much better. Okay, it will not be full with these weird advertisements and all these video games and all stuff, but you will function like a human should function. And that can happen through a good lifestyle, right? Through meditation, through yoga. Meditation is a very powerful thing. Powerful in the sense it's not some outwardly outlandish, esoteric this and that. No. Brain is a instrument of humans, right? Everything you do in everyday time life, like you are literally your brain. Your limbs are your extension of brain, by the way. Your body is your extension of brain, right? Yes. So why not keep it healthy on its apex ace state? And that can be done through yoga, through meditation, right? These things do work. And when you are not crazy mentally ill, you will not come up with these weird things to ruin yourself, to ruin whole humanity, everything else. In the delusion. Why would anybody want to go to Mars? I still don't get it. I don't want to go to Mars. Why should I go to Mars? There's no trees even on Mars. There's no single tree on Mars. Okay. There will be nothing. There's no electricity. And I'm not crying about that I'm too comfortable and all stuff. No. I don't want to live in such weird reality. Unnecessary, unneeded, and after suspending what I have, what I'm trained to do, I don't want to go to Mars. Yeah, it's simple as that. Why should I go to Mars? Why not? Why should, if I want to experience Mars, I would go somewhere on a wasteland, somewhere there is no vegetation, nothing, and I will spend a weekend there. Then I can return back to my life. Just imagine going to Mars and living and dying on Mars. Do you want to do that? I don't think so. I don't want to. Maybe people will make it a competition, something. I think we have enough things on Earth. I think Earth has all the things that we need to be excited about. Yeah, truly. Unless we have some non-intrusive, non-crazy technology that will consume everything that we have. Okay? So you can still live a good life on Earth through these things. Meditation is very simple. Okay? But a lot of people cannot do it because their life is complicated. They have trained themselves to be complicated. When they do meditation, different aspects of their entrainment, their conditioning that get triggered when they sit on meditation, or they idealize to be a monk or something. No, meditation is a simple thing. You just sit straight and you breathe and you let go of things. Let go in the sense, don't force it, don't push it, just let things happen and let them pass. Okay? When you do it for some time, you see a whole different reality. That's not sick. That's not insane. Doing this thing alone, this much only. Why do people need all these things that will completely consume their lives? These things will consume your life. There will be no Elon Musk one day. You will be stuck on a weird place. Your children, if not you. Why do you want to go through such crazy thing? That's my question from you. I will create more videos about these things. And then again, you have your decision to make about these things. This is my opinion about these things, or my understanding. Okay? So I should stop here. Thanks so much.